Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Pizza Palace. I am your host. I am extremely sick, but that's okay. And alongside me, hold on. Wait, there we go. Yeah, is that guy?
Hey!
Wait, is it actually going to be set up like this? I don't give a fuck. Anyways, I'm probably pointing at the other guy who runs the podcast as well. His name's Sean.
You are pointing at me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck that
Robert,
guy.
we could, you know what? We could even play with this a little bit. We could go like
Here
this.
we
We could go like this.
Yeah.
We could go like this.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I mean, that's kind of cool, actually, but,
it's cool, but like
maybe when I'm not like dying of
Well,
mesothelioma or whatever the hell it
the
is.
thing about it, like I like it for like 10-minute videos. But,
Oh,
like
yeah,
if it's
for
like
sure.
an hour and a half, do you want to be this close to my face? I don't think so. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
So
No.
like, let's just like sit back. This feels more chill.
Yeah,
You know,
for
there's
sure.
there's the Detroit city skyline behind us.
There's
The
no
Pizza
step on
Palace
snack.
is literally behind us. No step on snack.
No step on snake.
Green screen. I mean, the Little Caesars Arena where I record
You're live and
every day.
alive from the
Yeah.
pizza stadium.
And there's always people waiting for a tip off from 2015. So anyway,
They're just sitting there like, God damn, it's been a long time since the Pistons played.
Yeah. There wasn't an explanation about it until the new Doctor Strange film came out, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So turns
I really
out
plugged everything up there.
Yeah, turns out it's all real. They're in the 313 dimension. We're in the 616. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what's happening. But
dude, it's funny too because there was what was it? I think it was one of the dimensions he went to was the 616, and I was like, hey,
yeah, no, literally their universe, the Marvel universe, is the 616. So Robert, we literally live in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Then why the hell am I not Spider-Man? This is bullshit.
Wait, does it mean it's technically canon that the Eternals caused the bombings in Japan? Because that's in the Eternals movie. So now that
delete me from this conversation.
Yeah, this is a conversation.
I'm like Shaquille
O'Neal.
Like Shaquille O'Neal, delete me from this conversation.
or just oh. Oh.
Have you seen that?
I'm not making a face, Ernie. I'm not making a face.
Dude, have you seen that podcast that Shaq was on where he was like, delete me from this conversation?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. Like I forget, I don't know if it was Logan Paul or like one of those cringy like podcasts or whatever. Maybe it was the Nelk Boys. I don't remember, but they were talking about like some fucked up stuff or something. I don't remember.
And Shaq is just so...
Dude, they pan over to Shaq, who you don't even realize is in the room for the longest time, and he just goes, yeah, delete me from this conversation. And I'm like, that's so awesome.
Oh, was he serious?
I mean, I don't know, but he was just like,
But like, if you get Shaq to say that kind of thing, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to be part of it. He was just like,
yeah. Also, Robert, can I showcase something on the screen real quick?
Please.
So I had some tomfoolery happen to me last night where I was in the stream and I was trying to do my baby.
Yes.
You know, I literally made sure before I got on stream that worked, because if it didn't, I was going to be pissed. Because last night I'm, entertaining the people, doing my service to society as I'm Hollywood Sean Murphy, as you like to call me.
Yes, you are. You are Hollywood Sean Murphy.
God, I cannot tell you how sarcastic that was. Holy shit. But anyway, this stream again, like he doesn't need to be this like amazing. Oh yeah, so it's right after this. So we're just sitting here talking about basketball.
Works too, man. But it's not too far off.
And I'm sitting here. You see, I'm getting ready. I mean, I might not be able to do bars, but like, well, that's not it.
Whoa.
That wasn't it. I don't know what that is. What's wrong with my system? And so these guys all freak out, and we're all laughing and everything. And then eventually, as it goes on, I start playing with it a little more.
Yes.
Yeah, hey guys.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe by next week I'll be a real boy and we'll actually be ready to go. But tune in. All right, yep, it's a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. The people
slipping, bro. I was
Yeah, that caught me slipping.
Nobody was
I was
ready for that.
expecting to do my auto tune, and I freaking sound like Alvin the Chipmunk, dude.
Get that T-Pain on.
I said off stream, it sounded like my testicles retracted into my chest.
That was pretty great.
There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of clips of me doing voices and everything. It's just hard to find. I'll clip it to you later, but dude,
hell yeah,
it was so freaking funny. Like, oh my
I love
gosh.
that for you.
Oh, it was hilarious. It was like my first technical screw up, and like it blew up on the timeline. It blew up on oh yeah, like I posted on Twitter earlier. A lot of people were laughing. Like a lot of people were retweeting it. It was hilarious. So
yes.
Yeah, man. So
speaking of things,
good time.
Here we go. Of course, I have a new Twitter handle. There it is. That is my new Twitter handle, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
I think so. All right, cool.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Robert Half Court.
Yeah, look at me. I'm no longer. Well, I mean, I also still have Cthulhu Pizza, but
it still exists.
It still exists because, okay, so Cthulhu Pizza, I'm not going to get into it too much, but like basically that was my music name for like EDM bullshit or whatever since like high school. So that's just like the Twitter I had. So that's just what I've been using. But I was just like, emo phase. No, but yeah. So anyways, that's what I was using for like EDM music and stuff, which I think is maybe on fucking SoundCloud or something, but it's pretty much deleted everywhere else. But anyways, the point is that I was just like, all right, I need a new one, and you mentioned it to me too, and I was just like, fuck, I gotta just finally do that.
I was just like,
the thing was is I know that I've needed to do it. I just have like every time I would like think of it, I would just instantly forget, and so then finally you reminded me when I had nothing else to do, and I was like, fuck, I need to do that. So I finally did it. So
well, it's just like, to me, it's one of those things where like at the very least it allows you to kind of like have a community and like kind of like, you know, interact a little bit more, and I think you
you can also fucking spell it.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like I was
Cthulhu
like, hey,
was literally invented to be an unpronounceable name. Like that was like the shtick.
The whole shtick of it was to make it like a virtually unfollowable account.
Well, that wasn't necessarily my intention, but like the original intention of Cthulhu by the writer was to make it an unpronounceable name. So I was just like, perfect.
Well, you did the job nonetheless. No, I'm totally just messing with you, but yeah,
no,
man.
for sure though.
No, yeah. So everybody go follow. How the hell did you change your name, by the way? That's a.
Oh, you click. You just click on it. Like you see where it says you're in the show down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just click on your thing, and then you can just like type or whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. By the way, that's staying in the podcast. Anywho, Robert.
Yeah, it's fair.
The Boston Celtics, man.
The Boston Celtics. Yes, tonight is
not to steal the reins, but I gotta talk about that game, dude.
Well, hold on. Did they play today or did they just play last night?
They played tonight, but did you see Marcus Smart the final minute of that game the other night?
I did not. I've only been paying attention to my Miami Heat, who are moving on to the conference final, baby. Let's fucking go.
We're talking about that in a minute. But
yes.
Marcus Smart, perhaps one of the worst minutes of basketball in NBA history.
Really?
Turned over the ball twice, prevented his team from getting an easy rebound. One of the turnovers. So I wish I could show it, but I don't want to get this copyright claimed because we want to make a money. By the way, we'll have a sponsorship.
We will have a sponsor soon, although I'm going to talk to you off pod because I still haven't even gotten my stuff yet. Have you?
No, but I think from what I saw, it should be this weekend.
Oh, so, really? Because my stuff still says that it's like trying to make its way from Florida, and I was like, what the fuck? So
I haven't checked. Off pod, yeah, we'll talk off pod. Yeah, anyways. But sponsor stuff is coming. Anyway,
it is on its way.
It is literally on its way.
Literally.
On its way. Anywho, but yeah, essentially, so what happened? Boston was up convincingly by like 9 at least at one point. And they were like, it was looking like all signs were pointing towards the Boston Celtics were going to go up 3-2, go to Milwaukee for a closeout. And worst comes to worst, they come home for game 7. Really tough to win on the road in game 7. Right. But by the way, the reason why this is important, 83% of series are decided in game 5. 83%. So game 5 is
whoever wins it is like who ultimately usually wins it.
84% of the time, whoever wins game 5 ends up winning the series. So, historically speaking, unless there is an unbelievable performance
Sure.
at that point of the series, it's generally harder to come back if you're down 3-2. And so Marcus Smart, with a minute to go, essentially on the defensive end, he prevents an easy rebound for Boston. It's in the middle, and Milwaukee gets an offensive rebound, kicks it out, makes a 3, gets the lead. So not a good start.
No.
And then on the other possession, he outruns Pat Connaughton, gets the ball inbounded, and essentially, completely, he completely screws up, gets the ball, goes for a shot, gets blocked by Drew Holiday, who then it runs on the baseline. He chases the ball, beats it out of bounds, picks it up, throws it on Marcus Smart, off Boston, Milwaukee ball, which like 200 IQ move, like fucking stellar move, like well done,
bruh.
But the worst part is after Milwaukee then brings it down the court, gets fouled, gets free throws, all that stuff. Boston gets the ball after a timeout. He's bringing it up the court, and as he gets to half court, Drew Holiday steals it from Marcus Smart again because he's not looking.
Bruh.
So not only did he make the mistake that got the team down, but then takes the big shot when there was a wide open Jaylen Brown, and then screws it up on the carry up the court again. Now, Marcus Smart, great player, but
usually
9 times out of 10, an awesome player.
He decided to be Marcus Dumb this time around, eh?
He just shit the bed.
That's fucked up.
Marcus Dumb, god dang it, Robert.
Yeah,
that's one that I'm working on something because I'm on a social media shift. That's one that caught me in whiplash, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, this guy. But dude, it was a collapse of all of epic proportions.
Right. Now, I have not paid much attention to that series because I just haven't. Oh, also, what is really fun as of late, so in an effort to try to save money and stuff like that, I pretty much got rid of all of our TV in general, except for like I have like I have like MLB TV, like NBA TV, like that kind of shit. But the problem is that as soon as it hits the playoffs, you're kind of fucked because then it's all on national television, which I no longer have. So like I'm not able to watch the NHL playoffs, and I'm not able to watch the NBA playoffs anymore. Which is not great, but it's also a significantly cheaper bill for me. So like, yeah, it's kind of a problem right now. So I'm still figuring it out, but yeah, it's a mess.
We'll talk off the pod anyway.
Yeah, it's a fucking mess because I'm just like, God damn it. The only way I was able to watch the Heat was that for whatever reason on ESPN's app, you can watch like this one camera they have on one of the hoops. And so, like, when they go to the other side of the court, you can barely see it, but it's like, whatever. And then they'll come back and it's like kind of weird, but I was like, fuck it. And you don't get any commentary. It's like the worst way to watch anything ever. But I was like, well, at least I can see the Heat kind of. So I'm just living full poor person. It's pretty great. Dude, so anyways,
I'm going to shoot you my DirecTV stream login. But anyway.
Thanks, fam. But
I got you.
So I haven't been paying attention to it. Is this game 7 then tonight?
So it's game 6 tonight in Milwaukee.
Okay, I thought it was game
2. So
okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think that it was 3-3 yet. I thought it was 3-2 last I checked. But okay.
Yes. Okay. So we need to get you that because literally you are missing apparently the best NHL playoffs in years.
Yes, honestly, I was watching it for a while before I canceled it, and that was like the one thing that I was like, this sucks because it has been so amazing, especially since I don't have a rooting interest. It has been the most fun I've had in an NHL playoffs in a long time, just because like the misery of watching the Golden Knights choke makes me want to die. So the fact that they already did it, I'm in the clear.
Dude, don't you see why I love watching the NBA playoffs now? Because it's like,
because the Pistons are literally never in it.
Bruh, I've seen them in it twice, and I knew they were gonna get swept both times. So like I wasn't even invested. I was like I was my heart was crushed, and like yeah, it sucked. Like it was fucking terrible because like it makes you realize where you're really at as a franchise. As Giannis just keeps like ramming it down your face, and like it's like yeah, like that's a thing that happens. By the way, Robert and I are both
of him just going slamming it.
You're gonna like it, like like you're gonna eat that potato salad, Jared.
Like, it took us 3 days to make that potato salad. 3 days.
All right, this is going on Twitter anyway. But yeah, man.
Christ, I'm dying,
dude. It's one of those things where it, like you can really just enjoy the drama of it because it's really great. It's a fucking soap opera, dude.
It is.
It's like every single day, like people are like, oh, the playoffs are too long. Are you kidding me? It's not long enough. It's like 2 months.
The season, yeah. The season is too long. The playoffs are not. The thing is that the NHL, like
they could extend it to 162 games, just like in baseball, and I wouldn't give a fuck. Yeah, ACLs would be snapping like Thanos. Dude, you could literally just throw these guys in a gym 7 days a week.
Sean, listen.
What?
The NHL playoffs or the Stanley Cup should be awarded in April, and the NBA whatever the fuck should be handed out in
it's the Larry O'Brien trophy, you son of a bitch.
Who the fuck's Larry O'Brien? Anyways, the point is that it should be the big stupid gold thing that they just changed again should be awarded in March is the way that this should go, because
they did not change the trophy.
Well, they did a little bit. They added a base to it or some bullshit.
Well, they just added the Larry O'Brien trophy name to it. That's all.
And also like a ring of like the past winners or something.
And not so they added they changed the Eastern and Western Conference Finals trophies.
I saw that.
And then they also added Eastern and Western Conference MVPs,
trophies, yeah.
Which to me is pretty soft. I think it's just like
that's a whack fucking trophy.
In my opinion, I think they're just trying to do it to make the conference finals have more of a sense of suspense to it, make it feel like a mini finals, which like I like.
Cool.
That's cool, but like here's the thing. I know what's going to happen in both series. Like it's like once it gets there, it's like, all right, I know who's going to the finals. Like whoever's winning this Boston Milwaukee series will beat Miami in 5.
Fuck you stupid piece of shit. You dumb bitch who doesn't know anything about basketball.
I'm just kidding, Robert. I'm just kidding. It's going to be 6. And then in the Western
Shut the fuck up. Fucking hate you.
And in the Western Conference, it's going to be, I mean, dude, it's a total toss. In my opinion,
the trophy is fucking stupid. This is some WWE like random belts thing.
But basketball specifically.
Yes.
Robert?
Mm-hmm. Well, hold on. I was going to ask.
No. Let me get this take off because this is going to blow your socks off. Right?
I'm sure it won't. I'm not wearing socks.
Don't be surprised if the Dallas Mavericks get to the NBA Finals.
Shut the fuck up, Sean. You dumb bitch. That's like,
I'm serious.
That's like
the Warriors. They just got beat by 45 the other night in a 3-1
by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, without John Morant.
It's true. You said the Mavericks though.
The Mavericks. Dallas. No. Luka Doncic.
No.
Have you seen any of this Phoenix Dallas series?
I have.
Every game hasn't been particularly close, and when Luka Doncic, he, by the way, who's been the best player in the series by far, Chris Paul. What's going on with Chris Paul? He's he's a shell of himself. Game 7's on Sunday, so as this comes out, oh my God, Kendrick just announced the Big Steppers tour. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that was earlier. I saw that. I think the
okay.
closest one we have is like Wisconsin or something. I
Detroit.
was like,
August
Detroit.
14th.
We'll see. The point that I was gonna say though, is yeah, the Suns are definitely choking hard, which is kind of funny to me, and I kind of love because the more that the Suns fail, the more that I feel like we can somehow maybe just maybe be able to steal Devin Booker to the Pistons. Maybe.
Oh, sorry, my connection dropped out for a second. You there?
Yeah, I am here. You're frozen. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
All right, there we go. Anyway,
did you hear what I was saying or no?
I heard maybe, just maybe, and then my connection dropped out.
I was saying that maybe we could get Devin Booker from the Suns to the Pistons if the Suns continue to choke. That'd be great. But no, listen. Maybe the Mavericks beat the Suns, which would be like, okay. I think the Grizzlies very much can beat the Warriors, and I just think that there's more and more a chance that the Grizzlies, like I predicted, can go to the finals. I think it's going to be Grizzlies Heat, baby. Let's fucking go.
So
actually, didn't I say Grizzlies Celtics? I think Grizzlies winning it all.
You might have.
I think that's what I said.
Now, here's my thing. So first of all, Golden State. Just this series, I think, has just revealed their true holes and their true weaknesses.
They're revealing their holes to the world, eh?
So anyway, it's revealed their true holes and weaknesses. And in my
OnlyFans,
and in my opinion, I think that it has been a very like it's the truth that it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like right now, like this current team, like if you lose Gary Payton Jr. and that's it, like I was like, yeah, that's a big injury, but like, should this like,
derail the whole fucking team?
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Should this really be the end of your season? Like, oh no, like you guys are done now. It's like, nope, like that shouldn't be the case at all.
Right.
So in my opinion, I think that Dallas at this point, with what I'm looking at in the Western Conference, it's coming down to one thing. First of all, Ja Morant is doubtful for the rest of the playoffs.
That's okay.
They've come out and said that.
That's
fine. With that,
they're better without him.
Okay, but serious question.
Yeah.
Who's their number one guy?
I have no idea.
And
they're like the going to work Pistons.
Right. That's great. Now here's the thing. You're facing Luka Doncic next round, assuming he wins.
I think the Suns will win. I think that Suns team is,
if I'm honest with you, I think the Suns probably win too.
But I think that they win, which is actually a great thing for the Grizzlies, because I think the Grizzlies. No, because I think that the Grizzlies will beat the Golden State Warriors and move on. I think it'll be Suns Grizzlies, and I think if the Suns continue to look like ass, the Grizzlies can capitalize and kind of take a lucky run to the finals, where they will get demolished by either of the three teams.
I can't envision, given the opportunity for Chris Paul to take a step back, get eyes on a new opponent, a young team, by the way. And the reason why that matters is because Chris Paul can do something that no other team, that even the Warriors can't do to the certain extent that only Chris Paul can. And that is exploit all the weaknesses and all of the tellings of a young team. Get Jaren Jackson Jr. borderline out of the game by 3 minutes into the first quarter because he has foul trouble. Make other guys get technical fouls like Desmond Bane and get guys pissed off. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The Phoenix Suns, like if you want to talk about like foul baiting, Chris Paul is the ultimate, and he's not just doing baiting where it's like James Harden where he's just like linking arms. Like he's setting up fouls for other teammates before you can even think of the play. Like he's finding that stuff in real time too. That's the scary thing. So for Chris Paul, I don't know if he's just hurt. I don't know if it's, you know what my theory is? You know what my theory is?
What's up?
So Dallas, think of who's Dallas head coach is. Jason Kidd. Do you know anything about Jason Kidd, Robert?
I know that my brother owns a jersey of his, I think, or some shit. Also, by the way, I was gonna say that their coach was Mark Cuban, but I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, so Mark Cuban's their owner.
Yes, he is.
But on top of that, so essentially, the big thing about Jason Kidd, he was a point guard in the NBA.
Yes.
Hall of Fame point guard. Like,
yes.
Impeccable. But on top of that, he's brought a new defensive mentality to this Dallas team. So over the season, they got a lot better at defense. But additionally, he's played Chris Paul so many times. And in my opinion, if there's a mind that was similar to Chris Paul's on that kind of chess player level,
sure,
it was Jason Kidd. Now, obviously, he had a rough start to his coaching career, right? And then he had the weird shit, like he's had all sorts of weird shit in his past. Kind of as a human being, like deplorable, but like as a basketball mind, the guy can hoop. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, he's like terrible human, but like, dude, you can ball. But like, anyway, this guy comes to Dallas, great relationship with Luka, all that stuff, doing great. Sure. But then he gets to this series where he just unleashes hell on Chris Paul. Like, unleashes hell. I think it's been a specific schemed attack at Chris Paul, getting in a lot of passing lanes, causing a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers. Like, honestly, I think Chris Paul has just truly faced the guy that knows his tendencies. Now, I don't know if like another team like Dallas, like I don't know if Memphis can replicate that. Now, they're tough. And they're going to make any series like a grit grind series. But here's the thing. They have DeAndre Ayton. And he's ready to get down in the post and grind too.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying that it'll be like, I don't think that it's like an easy thing. I don't think like Memphis is some powerhouse team that's going to get through like in some, easy fashion. That's definitely not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that I think that this going to work Grizzlies is going to somehow find a way to the finals. And that's just kind of the way that I view it.
Right. Now here's one thing.
At least that there's a better possibility than what I think some people would give credit.
Now here's one thing now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have to take Memphis winning in the Chase Center tonight. And what I will say is that is the hardest playoff environment in the entire NBA to win in, especially when Steph and Clay are hitting shots. And something tells me after getting beaten the living crap out of by Memphis the other night, they're going to be pissed off and ready to go. So that's going to be a really, like, I'm not saying like there's no chance they win, but like this is going to be by far their toughest test. And this is going to be when they're missing Ja the most.
I agree for sure. Is it a game 7?
It's a game 6.
Game 6. Okay, so they can kind of you don't want the loss, but they can afford a loss.
No, they're down 3-2. This is
they're down 3. Oh, my bad. I thought it was flipped. My bad.
No. So it was
down. So they have to. Oof.
Yeah. So it was down 3-1.
Right. Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then they won in Memphis, so now it's 3-2.
Fucking A. So yeah, so they have to win 2.
Yeah, they have. Not only do they have to win 2, but they have to win
1 there. Jesus.
They have to
Christ.
win on like Golden State's second closeout game. And you really think Golden State's going to let another team come down 3-1? You really think they want that to happen again?
That would be so fucking awesome. Listen, man, that is a tough hill to climb, but I just think that the going to work Grizzlies, I believe in.
I like the name, but like it's insulting on many levels to the Detroit Pistons.
I know that's why I keep saying it, just to fuck with you. But to the other side though, because I think that it's ultimately probably going to be like either the Suns or the Mavericks are probably truly the better team. Like whoever wins that is probably going to the finals, because I feel like Golden State has kind of fallen off the rails, and the going to work Grizzlies, like I want to believe in them, and like obviously I'm sitting here talking about how I think they can go. If I had to be realistic, gun to my head, I'm saying it's probably the Suns. But you will see, I guess. But it's likely the Suns, in my opinion, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like here's the thing, like if assuming because all it takes is they just have to take care of business at home. You know what I
Right.
mean? They have to
Right.
go home. But here's the thing, man. In a one game situation,
Oh yeah,
if you're
anything
asked,
can happen.
anything can happen. And here's the thing, Luka Doncic in a game 7, Luka Doncic
Oh
is
yeah, he's an
something
animal
I am ungodly terrified of.
for sure.
I don't like, in my opinion, Robert, like Giannis is like the current best player in the world.
Yes, he is.
Luka's got next. Like in the next couple years, Luka's got next. And he's gonna
Right. Fuck him.
come if they put if they put the right roster around him.
Mm-hmm.
You piece of garbage. By the way, definitely didn't do the time stamping thing like I brought up.
That's fair.
It's just
Anyway.
one of you made me lose my train of thought, you piece of garbage. But
I'm
anyway.
sorry. I feel like the question that I had though, because you're right about Luka that he's amazing and it very well could take over the Suns and all that kind of good stuff. I think it'll either be the Suns or the Mavericks that makes it to the final. Golden State and the Grizzlies, it's just not their time. But on the other side, Celtics and the Bucks. I think the Bucks are the better team, but my question for you is, as a Miami Heat fan who wants to see this fucking team finally get over the goddamn hump and win a championship, my question to you is, which team should I be rooting for us to face that will give me the best chance matchup wise to see my Heat make it to the final, to at least have the chance to win?
Oh, you better be praying to God you get the Boston Celtics, my friend, because that's
what I thought.
That is your most realistic route, because
that's what I thought, because then I don't have to deal with Giannis.
That's the thing, man. Jason Tatum is borderline unstoppable. Jaylen Brown, when at his best, borderline unstoppable.
Right.
Giannis Antetokounmpo on any given night, any given day, any given moment, you can pray to whatever God you want to pray to. You can look to whatever, you can look at whatever's on your side. You can cry to your wife all you want. But dude, Giannis, he ain't stopping for nobody, dude.
No, you're fucked. I mean, he's I mean, he's Kareem. I mean, you're fucked. Like, it is what it is, man. Like,
he is literally a more athletic Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
100%.
Like, instead of doing like the hook shot, he's yamming it on your face, and you're gonna like it. You're gonna eat this. Oh, yeah.
3 days. 3 days for this potato salad.
Did we just get a new meme? I think we just got a new meme.
I think we did.
Yeah.
But no, that's definitely, I mean, that's the way that I have felt, where I'm just like, I am praying for the Celtics because I feel like the Heat can definitely go toe to toe with them. I think that it's one of those situations they could put up a very good fight, and I think that they are a team that if we could razzle them a little bit and frustrate them, then the Celtics are beatable.
I will say, I will give Miami this. Everyone, and like, there's a lot of people that made this point, so it's not like my original point. But like, it's a really good point, and it's that a lot of people have mentioned the fact that in Miami's first round, what's wrong with Trae Young? A lot of people asked in Miami's second round, what's wrong with Joel Embiid? What's wrong with Jason Tatum? What's wrong with Tobias Harris? But rather, part of it is we should be looking at what's been going right.
Wait, did you say Jason Tatum?
No, I meant if I said Jason Tatum, I meant Joel Embiid, James Harden,
James Harden. Okay, that's who you missed. I was like sitting there and like, I had like
and I said Tobias. Yeah. Tobias.
Yes, yeah. You're good.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, but they like how much they've made it like really difficult for those guys, and like essentially like those ball heliocentric guys.
Yep.
A lot of it's really been, well, Miami's just great defensively, and then they just get solid play from Jimmy Butler. This is his time to shine.
I love this him is just so when he goddamn much.
This is just when he plays his best basketball. Like, he's just a grinder. He doesn't get buckets in a pretty sexy way, but he gets buckets nonetheless. He's just he's just like driving to the paint. He's getting in the mid range. Maybe he'll pop 1 or 2 from beyond the arc, but otherwise he's working he's like a mid range assassin.
What he is he's not one of these pretty boy little bitch superstars that I'm so fucking tired of all of these dumbass NBA fans loving. I'm so tired.
No, he's just he's a Miami Heat guy, dude.
Like, he's fucking amazing. I love him so goddamn much.
He's cut from a different cloth. Yes, he was a late first round pick. Chicago didn't think he could be the best guy on a championship team, so they traded him to Minnesota. He didn't like the culture there. Felt like it was a losing culture. Yeah,
it was.
And guys got annoyed with him in the locker room, so they traded him to Philadelphia. And then he went to Philly. They made him the #1 ball handler. They almost beat Kawhi and the Raptors and almost went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Meanwhile, after the season, they decide, we'll just sign Tobias Harris and get Josh Richardson, and that will be pretty much Jimmy Butler.
Hilarious.
And Tobias Harris now is the worst contract in the NBA. Well, one of the worst. But it's, yeah, man. And literally Joel Embiid, I'm not sure if you saw this, literally couldn't hide it. In his post-game presser said, I'm not sure why he's not still my teammate, but like, I'm not sure how we let him go, which is like the most brutally honest answer. And like he's like, I'm kind of.
He also
pissed.
said that he likes the Miami Heat.
Yeah. Well, and even Daryl Morey was like, we got to become more like them. Like, is literally what he said. Like, they got to get tougher. They got to get more grindier. But like, here's the thing, man. James Harden.
Yes. Sucks.
So, first of all, let me tell you that in Game 6 last night, in an elimination game,
si, senor,
he took 2 shots in the second half.
Nice.
In addition, in the second half against the Miami Heat, he has 11 turnovers. No, this is just in the second half.
This is in the second half.
This is just in the second half of all of these games.
That
literally
is,
like in the second half, James Harden made 9 shots and had 11 turnovers. He had 30 shots. Yeah, he had 9 shots made in the series. He had in the second half, he had 32 points on 32 field goals attempted. 0 of 2 from the field in Game 6 in the second half. And when asked why, James Harden said, in our offense, the ball just wasn't coming my way. Which, do you know how ballsy it is for a heliocentric point guard who runs the offense to say that the offense wasn't coming his way when Doc even confirmed in his press conference that there were multiple plays called for James Harden? And
James literally
Harden
just was like,
and then James Harden was asked about Doc Rivers, and you know what he said? Next question. And then
he doesn't want to be on this team. I don't know where he wants to be.
No, he said, my future's here. He wanted to get Doc fired.
Oh my fuck. That's
fine. The theory.
He's going to be the head coach of the Lakers anyway.
So Stephen A. Smith has publicly made his theory, and a lot of people are joining him on it. He's not alone. That it was so bad of a performance that it almost had to be that he tried to play that poorly. Like shooting 2 attempts in the second half, like in a second half of an elimination game?
Yes.
Like it almost like with James Harden's past, with how he's like, when he's not happy about something, he shuts down. When he wasn't happy in Houston, he shut down. When he wasn't happy in Brooklyn, he shut down. And it's always whenever he wants a player to get traded or a coach to get fired or he wants to get traded. So it's like something that he's done before as far as with his actions and how he carries himself. So it's not far off. So this guy, now you're Philly, you have a $270 million extension on the table. You would make James Harden the second highest paid player in the NBA. Is James Harden the second best player in the National Basketball Association?
No.
He wasn't even the second best player on his own damn team. Tyrese Maxey, who was literally a rookie, 21 years old, was better than James Harden.
You know, Sean, I have a couple of points here that I would like to make. Number one is you're right about the way that he looked, because I watched the end of that Miami Heat game and he looked like he just didn't give a fuck. And I was like, that's weird. I remember thinking to myself, seeing him on the bench, I was just like, why does he look like he just doesn't give a fuck? Like, whatever. Like he had already moved on. And I was like, okay. In an elimination game. The point that I'd like to make, though, is I just feel like this guy, we talk all the time about how Kyrie Irving is potentially a locker room cancer and this and that, right? Yeah. I've had to hear for years about how Jimmy Butler's a locker room cancer, which I always thought was fucking stupid. All these guys, James Harden, has not talked about enough that he might be the most toxic player in the NBA in the last 20 years.
I think this is officially the point where James Harden's going to be called on his bullshit. It might not be. Here's the thing. It might not be by the Philadelphia 76ers organization because...
Probably not.
Because here's the thing. You know who's running the show in Philly?
Who's that?
Daryl Morey. You know who Daryl Morey is? No. The former president of basketball operations for the Houston Rockets, who was the one that caused all the small ball lineups and traded all their assets and literally made that franchise fall into the abyss of a rebuild. An abyss of a rebuild.
I have two questions about that in general and about James Harden on some level.
Yeah.
My question is, what the fuck does he want at this point? Because it's like, he's one of these players that's really starting to piss me off at this point. Like, we can give a lot of different guys shit for being like cancers and this and that, right? Like even like Jimmy Butler, like how he was, you know, supposedly one, right? But it's like, dude, so you were on the Thunder, which had legendary players on it. Okay. Then you go to Houston and you have pretty much everything handed to you on a gold platter. Anything he wanted ever, they would just fawn at him and be like, okay, we'll do what you say. Then he goes to the Nets and has a fucking super team that's ready to do everything for him. And now he gets to go to Philly, which he supposedly wants to be on, that also has a lot of great players. So like, what the fuck does this guy want? Because I'm lost. Like, what the fuck does he want at this point?
So to answer your question, World of Isaac, who's a big guy in Detroit sports, this tweet literally just popped up on my timeline. I think it describes it really well. The first sentence, he says, James Harden likes winning but doesn't hate losing. And I think in my opinion, James Harden, I think basketball comes second to him. First of all, I think with just with how he takes care of his body, with how he spends his free time, whether it's the pictures with and you know, it's not the partying, it's not the, you know, like that stuff objectively from a competitive standpoint. I'm not even talking about the moral implications. You could do whatever you want, dude. But like,
sure,
you know,
I mean, Dennis Rodman partied like crazy and he was still amazing.
Yeah, but the difference is Dennis Rodman is always in impeccable shape, and Michael and Kerr and everybody talked about how he'd show up to practice and laugh at these fools in conditioning drills. Even
watched a shitload of film, this and that. Yeah. Like the shape you show up in shows your dedication. And like you said, the fact that this dude shows up out of shape constantly and doesn't give a fuck, it just shows his dedication's not there.
Well, and here's the thing. This is something that normally you grow out of. This is something that like young players, like some young players just...
Zion,
but also like even Nikola Jokic a couple years ago, Luka Doncic this year, they come into camp out of shape because, you know, they just think they'll just get into shape. But like what you realize as you get older is that you're only going to do what you put into your body and what you put into in the offseason, because you can work hard and try to like improve your game. It's like, but like at the end of the day, like if you're like, if you're just finding yourselves in these situations, man, like I just,
I at this point would not trade for James Harden for a bag of used basketballs. Like,
dude,
I just
like
think that this
who
dude
wants him on your team?
exactly. Like he
like, yeah.
if he can't win on the teams that he's been on, then
Mhm.
he just fucking can't win. Like,
But in
he's
addition, it's never his fault. Like he wants
yes.
all the glamour. He wants
Yes.
all of the he wants the money. He wants the life. He wants the
He wants to
the
seem like
points.
he's
He
the
wants the
smartest
accolades.
guy in the room. He's got
Right.
it all figured out.
But
Oh,
most
it's
importantly, he wants everything that comes with being great. He
yes.
doesn't want anything to do with what it takes to continually be great. And
100%.
that's the problem with James Harden. He is like he put a lot of work into his offensive game, into manipulating the rules, and he put a lot in and he put a lot of work into the wrong things, because he worked on like this specific brand of basketball that was more about individual success than it was about overall team success, because the whole offense in the entire system was ran around James Harden drawing fouls, occasionally kicking it out to open teammates, and taking way too many threes and draining the shot clock with his dribbling. He's the kind of guy that teammates hate to play with. Locker rooms never seem sad to be gone, and if anything, it's draining to be around. Like literally, Tyrese Maxey had an interaction with James Harden on the bench last night and got up and threw a cushion onto the ground because he was so frustrated. So like obviously that could just be about literally anything, but like
no, that sounds like it makes sense with just like his body language.
yeah, like
I mean, you
it's
could
just
tell that he didn't give a fuck, and his teammates are sitting there going, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
dude, Tyrese Maxey literally at the end of the game like was crying in his press conference because he was so upset that they lost. Like Tyrese Maxey, that's a Philly guy for life. Like that, like they got a gem, like
Right.
for a guy that's like only like a couple years into the league. But like the thing is with James Harden, again, the media come at him and they ask him these serious questions about like, what are these struggles about? What's going on? Like, like about his conditioning and all this stuff. But like, he's like, well, like what? Like, they ask him like, why didn't you take more than 2 shots? Why did you only take 2 shots? The offense just didn't come to me. Like, dude, it's the playoffs. Give me the ball. If you are if you are truly as good of an offensive player as you say you are, as you believe to be, the fact that you literally went from driving by players on 40% of attempts to 28% this year. 28.
Yep.
He was only able to, and also his statistically, there's only one player worse than him finishing at the basket, RJ Barrett. The 2 worst players in the league at driving into the rim this season statistically, RJ Barrett, James Harden.
And RJ's super young.
And RJ's young. He actually, this was the first time he also had an effective field goal percentage under 50% since his rookie year.
Jesus.
The score did an amazing video breaking down just like how much he just like there's a lot of great like a lot of people have done amazing just deep dives of just like truly how bad of a season this was and how bad he was. This trade,
I feel like this is what I've been saying about him for a long time, though. Like this is just the James Harden that I've been trying to kind of point out for a while. Like, even as not a huge basketball guy, I've always seen him. I'm just like, he's just not that dude.
But the thing is, Robert, the reason why people overlooked it and the reason why even I, for a while hung on there.
I remember that because I used to be a big hater of him.
Yeah. But the thing is the reason why I would defend it was because I was willing to defend it until until it started to get worse, until he started to do more of the team hopping, and also just when I lost faith in him as a player. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Just after how this season went, once he hopped ship and went to Philly, I knew that trade peaked at the deadline. I literally I was like, at first I was like, oh my gosh, this team's good. This team could be insane. The pick and roll potential, all this stuff. But then I was just like, I'm just going to wait. And like after the trade deadline, I kind of waited to talk about them a little bit. At first I was like, yeah, what's your first impressions? But after that, I kind of went radio silent on them.
We talked about it on the pod, did we not?
Like,
because I would love to see what my opinion was, because I feel like I remember saying that this was such a lose-lose trade, because I'm like, you're trading a shitty fucking player for a diva who refuses to play because he has back problems, or
which a lot of jokes on Twitter were made where people were saying, like people were saying you traded one player that wouldn't shoot for another. Like
it's literally just like such a 1-for-1 garbage ass player for a garbage ass player. And I'm just like, cool. But the thing is, they are very similar in the standpoint of like, if they would just put aside their little baby attitude about things, they do have skill and they can be unbelievable players and unbelievable talents. But yeah, they just, their demeanor is the problem, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, Sean, obviously, we have unanimously agreed at this point, then, essentially, that the Miami Heat will win the championship. I thank you for that. But I would like to, I would like to move on.
Sure, that's what you got out of the conversation.
That's right. I would like to move on to a bit of an anecdote to end the podcast here.
Hell yeah.
Which is, Sean, we talked briefly about Doctor Strange there for a moment.
We did.
Sean, I'm
surprised this is what you're ending the pod with, by the way.
I would like to regale a story, though. Well, the reason is because I just happen to notice something in my possession here.
Oh, yeah.
My brother is a fucking idiot.
My brother is a bit of a drinker.
God damn it. God. No.
By the way, podcast, for those that don't know, just quick sidebar. Robert and I have a thing where, and I know it's a more popular line, but Robert and I, not only will we quote The Dark Knight to each other a lot,
like the whole movie,
but specifically the bank heist scene in the very beginning,
like word for word.
Yeah, I'm not talking like the key lines where he's like, "I believe what doesn't kill you simply makes you strange." No, I'm talking like, "Is he out? Who taught you to count?" Like, like stuff like that. Like
the best.
I
thought wait, what was it? Something like he told me to kill the bus driver or whatever the fuck.
No. He told me to kill the bus. I killed the bus driver.
What bus driver?
It drives through, or then boss had me whack the other guy. Now gets us more shares. Funny. He told me something similar. No.
So yeah, so we basically quote the whole thing. But so my brother, all right, he was on a bit of a roll of pissing me off recently. He disagrees with my side of it, but that's fine, whatever. I'm used to that at this point. But
your brothers, you're literally born to.
Exactly. So anyways, my brother decided, he was like, hey, Doctor Strange is coming out. You want to go see it? And I was like, sure, whatever. And he's like, cool. I'll get tickets. And I was like, dope. This dude, like a week later, I was texting him about it, and I was like, hey, did you buy those tickets yet? Because my buddy Ramon wants to go, and so I wanted to see, like, could we get an extra seat?
You mean your real best friend, Ramon?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Someone who's not too Hollywood for me. But so anyways, a real person, a blue collar worker.
God, if only you knew how truly boring and my life is, and how I don't.
Oh, really... I do know. I'm your best friend. But no, so
mundane human being.
So my buddy Ramon, though, I wanted to have him come along because he texted me and he was like, hey, are you seeing Doctor Strange? And I was like, well, I am, but I don't know if anyways, not relevant to the story. Right. The point is that my brother had still not bought tickets, and I was like, bro, it's literally next week. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So that should have been a red flag. Mm-hmm. But anyways, he was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, all right, we'll buy 3. This dude goes, okay, well, send me $20 for Ramon's ticket. And I was like, $20 for a single ticket. And I texted him, I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, well, I don't know. That's just must be how much they are now. And I was like, okay. So I thought he was just like rounding up pretty heavy. And I was like, that's fucking weird. And so I was a little bit just like, what the fuck? Cause like I go there all the time and I have like the AMC membership and this and that.
Did
so
this motherfucker buy the 3D?
Cheap. So we get to the theater and this guy fucks up in so many hilarious ways. First of all, god damn it, I'm way too goddamn old at this point to give a shit about seeing it fucking opening night, okay? The only fucking way I want to go to any movie in the theater is if I can see it like in the middle of the theater in like a few rows down, you know, like in the prime seating, okay? I don't care if it goes to the budget theater, I don't give a fuck, all right? Like I'm not gonna fucking sit in some shitty bullshit ass. So this fucking
I will
guy,
say the only theater that it's kind of fine to sit in like a bottom row is like a recliner where you can sit all the way back, but even then
he did worse than that. He chose the fucking all the way to the top and all the way to the left. So you're like way the fuck back from the screen and also like on an angle to where I have to like fucking watch it like
off center. It throws you off.
I just wanted to die. I was like, you fucking idiot. So anyways, I'm like, all right, well, this is already a problem. So that's cool. So anyways, we sit down and we're like through almost the entire previews and stuff like that. And when it gets to the very last preview and it's Avatar, and every now and again the trailer starts to get like all fucked up looking, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So we're like laughing about it and making fun of it and being like, did they like do it this way because of this or that or whatever? And we're making jokes, and then all of a sudden the movie starts and the whole movie looks like shit and is like all fucked. And then, yes, we realize that this dumb cunt bought a 3D movie on accident. So we're literally sitting there like the movie has started and he has to sprint the fuck out, grab us all fucking glasses and then come and give them to us. And we put them on and Ramon and I look at each other and he goes, this looks like shit. Or no. He goes, this fucking sucks. And I'm just absolutely crying, laughing. And I was like, Hunter, I hate you forever. And I gotta tell you, first of all, I didn't even know they still did 3D. Secondly, it has not gotten better and has maybe somehow gotten worse since like 2005 or whenever the fuck they started doing 3D horse shit. And so it was fucking horrible. It was kind of like watching Doctor Strange on a 3DS. A 3DS that is being held on the other side of the room and at an angle. And at an angle.
Like objectively the worst angle to view 3D in because it's just not gonna work as designed. Like, like you find a way now
bro
to buy the wrong ticket, but make the experience as terrible as possible.
And this is coming after he had already pissed me off like multiple times that week anyway. So I'm just like, this fucking guy.
Well,
so,
your brother, I love him to death.
Jesus Christ, can he ever not do anything right sometimes?
He has the attention span.
Bro, I don't know how we're related. No, but I don't know how we're related because he has zero attention to detail ever about anything. Whereas I have too much attention to detail, and you know this because of how much I notice the tiniest things on any sports uniform that's a change or a design choice or a this or that.
Not only how you notice them, but how they're the worst thing to ever to happen to humanity.
They bother me greatly. I'm still very pissed about the Nike swoosh on the Yankees uniform.
No, bother you greatly is putting it nicely. I'm talking like I have to talk this man off a ledge now that the Yankees have sponsorships coming up on the pinstripes.
Oh, they better never have a sponsorship because I will go postal. But like the Nike swoosh is already horrible. I have so much fucking attention to detail and he has none. And so I accidentally saw Doctor Strange for more expensive in fucking 3D on a horrendous angle, way the fuck in the nosebleeds.
So
God damn it.
So once you got settled into the movie,
yes,
did you like the movie?
Once I got past that, which I never really did because Jesus.
So you want to go see it again? You want to go see it again this weekend?
Not really. I felt like this movie, it's a weird movie. I feel like and it's because it's Sam Raimi on some level, but I feel like the problem I have is that when it's really good, and you're like, holy shit.
But
like
when it's corny as hell.
Yes, and I was gonna say spoiler, not really a spoiler, but like this one dude like blows his fucking brains out in like a really graphic way. I was like, holy shit. And that one dude gets turned into Linguini like out of nowhere. I'm like, bro, like some of the deaths in this movie are savage. And I'm like, that is amazing. And I love it. And Scarlet Witch is one of my favorite characters ever at this point because I'm like, she is awesome.
The way that her arc was carried out was awesome.
So good. And just her viciousness is unbelievably cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like there is so much of it that's great, and so much of it that is like,
it's a Sam Raimi movie. It is authentically Sam Raimi. Like the entire premise of the character, America Chavez, and just like how she was carried, like no personality, no character. Like
I hate her so much.
They were like, oh well, we'll walk, we'll keep walking, but here's her backstory. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
I'm going to only go into this for a second because we're wrapping up the pod, but they were literally like, what stupid ass like 2014, like post 2014 Marvel character can we just shoehorn into this universe for no reason that sucks? And they're like, oh, I know, the one who's so unbelievably on the nose that it's just so cringe. It's like, oh, the character that was almost specifically designed in a lab to be a political statement. I was just like, oh, for Christ. Like,
we have to save America.
I'm like, I don't even care because like I am pretty left leaning in this and that or whatever, but I just don't give a fuck at this point about politics. They're so stupid, and anyone who cares about politics is a fucking idiot. But like, what are we doing? I'm like, this character blows. They're not interesting. This is bad. I didn't like it. And like, goddamn. But yeah, I don't know. There's so much cringe in this movie. It's very painful.
For me, it was really more so like it wasn't really like that stuff. I was like,
yeah, it's like whatever.
It's like whatever.
Like an eye roll.
Like to me, it was like, like, because like I don't want to get political either, but it's just like, because like I also like I feel the same. Like I'm just drained from it from the past,
because everyone's wrong now at this point. Nobody's even right anymore. The people I used to agree with, I'm like, you're all fucking stupid. I don't care anymore. Everyone's wrong.
Well, it's just because everyone's extreme and it gets all divided. But anyway, that's a conversation for not this podcast.
Sure.
But like just like for me, it was really like I said, it's like you don't actually take time to tell a story with this character. Like the only thing they did with her I liked was like at the end, like, we're already in spoiler territory, but like she's like when
spoiler.
Like when she's becoming like a sorcerer and stuff like that. I was like, oh, like that's a fun little cool. That's like a fun little, like that's a fun send off and satisfying way of like, oh well, she'll be back. But like at the same time,
and she's likable enough to where you don't like. Even though she's like clearly just designed to be an annoying political statement, she is likable because like the actress is really good. I enjoy her, and like
here's the other thing.
She'll be fun. So
what's my biggest thing?
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you've seen anything in an end credit scene and cared?
For real. And also, can we stop?
That's my can
we stop?
Like, because like we all know what it is now. So like
it's
at this
not
point,
fun anymore.
Well, like here's the thing. Like at least make them like justifiable.
Yes.
Because I remember back in the day, like when they first started these, and it was like Thor's hammer or like Captain Shield or like or like even like 6 years ago, and it was like, oh, here's like a preview scene from like Civil War. Like, oh shoot, here we go. But now like, like even like the Doctor Strange trailer at the end of Spider-Man, I was like, even that's fine. Like that justified its existence enough to me. However, here's my thing. It was like, all right, this character shows up. And my instant thought is, who's she? It's like probably someone significant. And then it's like, all I have to do is like, I just Google it. And it's like, it's this person from the comics. And it's like, oh, okay. It's like every time now. It's like every other movie. It's just like this character from the comics I don't know with like a semi-big name that's playing them, and that's the reveal. It's like, dude, like at the end of Eternals, it was like, oh, Harry Styles is here now. Now it's like Charlize Theron is here now. Okay,
bro, I'm so fucking tired of it too, because there's so many of these like bullshit ass fans like my brother, back to my brother being annoying, is where he'll like gasp as if he knows who the fuck it is. And I'm like, I have literally been in his bedroom a million times, and like I've grown up with this fuck. I have not one singular time seen him ever read a comic book in my life. So I'm like, I don't fucking have any idea how he has any idea who these people are. And so he like pretends like he grew up on this shit, like he loves that character. I'm like, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? And there's like so many dorks sitting in the theater doing that. I'm like, fuck you. You don't even know who that fucking guy is. Like Ramon and I literally sat there after the movie and we're like, I don't fucking know what that post credit meant because I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
Well, dude,
I don't know what it is.
Well, you know what it is? It's like you have to like everyone has to look like they're the biggest Marvel fan.
And exactly. Like, and I'm just like, I don't care anymore. And it's like also, by
here's
the way,
thing. The reason why I watch it, the reason why I keep up with it, and like because like I have stayed on. I'm like, well, I've watched it like for this long.
I'm so off. I haven't watched any of the TV shows. I don't care.
Well, like to me, like those have been like for like such the limited amount of time that I have, they're actually like pretty easy to consume because they're like pretty quick hit seasons and it's like hour episodes that release.
I've been watching
weekly.
Undercover Boss, but
yeah, hell yeah. But like, like, yeah. So, like it's like when I'm actually like in the mood to like pay attention to a series, like, oh yeah, these are fun. And actually,
yeah,
in WandaVision was actually really good.
I know. I watched episode 1. I want to go back and watch that.
Yeah, I would recommend pretty much all of them but Hawkeye. But anyway, Hawkeye was literally a Christmas special, and it was cringy.
Fuck about Hawkeye. He's a fucking dork.
Who
gives a shit?
But they took Hawkeye, the most mundane, dark character, added a cool samurai element to him, and then it was a Christmas special. Anyway, that's
make it stop.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, but there's honestly the biggest crux of this whole thing too is that I'm like, not only do I not care about the post credit scenes anymore because they're either like a joke that's not funny anymore, or it's like a character reveal that nobody fucking knows who it is anymore, or we could literally just see on Twitter later. There's a bigger problem than all of those things. Okay. And by the way, the shawarma the first time from the Avengers was funny, but it's not funny anymore. Here's the biggest issue I have, Sean. These fucking movies are starting to become like 12 hours long in the theater, and I'm sitting there fucking eating all this goddamn popcorn and drinking all this pop, and I have to piss my brains out the second that this fucking movie is done. And these dumb assholes are like, oh, I'm gonna make you sit through like 45 minutes of fucking stupid people's names that nobody fucking cares or reads so that I can see a stupid fucking scene for no. I'm so fucking done, dude. I'm like, I don't care. I just don't fucking care. Cut out the credits, cut out the fucking bullshit. I'm done. Part
of me wonders if I'm just at the point where I just want to start Googling and watching the videos after on what they show. But like,
that's where I'm at, but my stupid dumbass brother wants to sit and watch it. I'm like, you fucking.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still gonna sit back and watch it. Just
bro, I
like,
can't. I have to piss.
Well, like if like it's enough of an event where it's like, fuck it. Like why not?
Piss.
But like, yeah, no, I'm also, you and I are also different. First of all, like you're just like your personality is like 20 years older than mine. you're
bro, like, after a large cherry Coke, I'm finished, bro.
Oh, dude,
like, I gotta go.
Dude, a large cherry Coke that puts you out for the weekend, dude.
I'm fucking done. I'm only gonna be 27 this year, but I might as well be 48.
Dude, like eat like 2 slices of like a fucking like Little Caesars pizza. Well, that's gonna tear up my stomach for a week.
That's gonna ruin my week, dude. That literally ruins everything.
Bro, I swear to God, if a gust of wind hits you the wrong way, you sprain your ankle. Like, god dang, like you as you fucking hawk along and are near the grasp of death.
Dude, I really am currently, man. This fucking COVID or whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know what I have. I tested negative, but like apparently the home tests don't even work. They're like a 20% success, and they also don't test for Omega or whatever the fuck it's called. And I'm just like,
it could also
cool.
just be like, it could also be allergies. It could also be like,
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Listen, it is true though. I am like a 48-year-old man, and it's so fucked up.
Like in just like when we hang out, we just sit back, we get a pizza, we play games, and then like I'm home by 9:30. Like that's
100%.
Like death, taxes, and I'm gonna be out by 9. Like that's
100%. I'm like, it's fucking bedtime, bro. And it's so funny too because you're like,
the exception is when we watch UFC. But even then now, I don't even always get an invite to those.
To be fair.
To be fair.
I have not watched one of those in a long time.
I know. I'm just giving you crap.
No. Yeah, for sure. I think you only missed honestly one with.
Yeah,
Hunter
it
and
was
I.
only. It was the joke. It was only one. That
Yeah, it
was
was
the
one.
joke. Yeah,
but no, dude, it is so true though, man. Like you'll be like, oh, you want to play something online, and I'm like,
no.
how about you come over and we play it like couch co-op, and you're just like, okay, like what is it, 2005?
I'm like, yeah, let's just do that
do
instead. But like, it's
dude,
also
I just
like
can't.
it's like, oh, we can play with Robert, and I'm like, no, you can't. Like, oh, like they're like, what do you mean? I was like, Robert doesn't do online games. It's not that he'll do them sometimes.
I will sometimes. I do actually a lot of Fortnite. Although I don't play with the headset on, like I just
you don't play with friends. You play by yourself.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, we can play Fortnite sometime. You're like, maybe.
To be honest, that's actually one of the only ones that I do sometimes play with like Hunter or like with some of my friends.
I will say,
like so like we could do that.
I will say that'd be a fun streaming series where like
we should do that.
Like where we should just hop on and like just like freaking like have like Pizza Palace gaming sessions.
Fuck yeah, we should do that and just play some Fortnite. Like the funny thing too about Fortnite too is like
we could call it the pizza. We could call it the Palace Arcade.
Oh, we could do something like that. Yeah.
Like arcade, like the Palace Arcade sessions or something.
We'll workshop the name.
We'll workshop it, but that'd be fun. Like where
that
we
would
just
be
like
a lot of fun.
Like we could play like fucking like WWE 2K or like or like dude, we would have a shit ton of fun with that. That'd be a lot of fun.
We will definitely talk about that off pod. We are definitely doing that.
Yeah, we're gonna like eventually like like Pizza Palace, like the future of it. Like we're gonna have it's gonna be its own separate content and like stuff like that. But like for now, like it's just a pod and like,
this will be for all the X-rated shit.
Yeah, like this is like from Half Court's like the PG brand, PG-13.
It's the safe corporate shit, and this is where you go to get canceled.
This is the or what some people might call the passion project.
Yeah. Sean's making us all the money on the other thing and just allowing me to live and exist on this fucking thing.
I mean, like in all seriousness, my dream is like my vision has always been if I can ever get to a place where like I can just create a platform where like I can work with my friends on stuff and we just create stuff that like we like. You know what I mean? Like that's to me, that's the stuff that's always resonated with me. And so like
for sure.
And also like, I mean, we're beyond the point of not being serious about it. So, I mean, so a lot of people want to do a podcast. Not a lot of people are almost, I'm between the two. I'm almost 100 episodes in at this point. So
fuck yeah. And we're landing a sponsor soon if their stuff ever gets delivered to me.
We have a sponsor. It's just a matter of when they get here.
Do we have a sponsor? No one knows.
Do we have a sponsor? No.
USPS might know, but I sure as fuck don't.
Yeah, I don't want to say who the sponsor is yet because
let's not do that.
I want to keep it as a surprise. But
I'm excited. I genuinely am excited about this one because it's a product that I've been wanting to try for a long time. So
yeah, me too. But I will say, I was gonna ask you if you had gotten it while walking into an elevator, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. Decided against it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, that would have been been pretty great. So the person next to you just going like,
this will make a lot more sense in like a week. I promise.
It will.
Because I'm pretty sure like if I get my stuff here this weekend, there's no reason we can't start the sponsorship. So
yeah, for sure. Let me check my tracking real quick just to see. I mean, this is the most interesting content. We've fully gone off the rails, which by the way, I hope.
Listen, this hasn't had rails since the beginning of it. Like,
which I'm glad. No, it still says it's in fucking Georgia, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
but
this has been a fun episode.
It really has. I really hope
this is one of my favorite ones, to be honest. This has been great.
I think this is my favorite one that we've ever done, to be honest.
Oh yeah, same, 100%. Listen,
although
I knew from the jokes we were making before the pod that we definitely can't repeat on the pod. But
also,
like when that happened, I was like, we're in for a good one, man.
I can't wait till this hopefully has like a big audience of people who are also just here to fuck around and not give a shit, because those are my people.
Oh, we're just here to vibe, have a
we're
good
just
time.
here to not give a fuck, man.
The whole
that's my
premise,
vibe.
The whole premise of this podcast is that this is just Robert and I's friendship being displayed outwardly.
This is literally like quite literally. People, it's always just like, oh, are you guys the same on or off the pod or this, that, whatever.
No, this is literally just at this point. There is no right now. I'm looking in my email for a freaking packaging update. Like this is people.
This is what we sound like when we're hanging out, eating Little Caesars and sitting on the couch playing 2K. Yeah, I mean it's literally.
This is literally it. Yeah,
this 100%. Is it.
Yeah.
So
This is it now. Everybody get down. This is how a heartbreak.
I want to die.
Yeah.
God, I'm feeling my COVID sweats or whatever the fuck that I have. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna eat some Scooperman ice cream out of a waffle cone, and it's gonna be delicious.
Mine's gonna be mine's gonna be cookies and cream ice cream from Walmart.
Nice. Ours is Hudsonville ice cream.
Well, Hudsonville ice cream's the shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah! Out of some waffle codes.
Yeah, but here's to some crazy basketball this weekend. Here's to
send me the links so that I can actually watch that.
Yeah, I'll send you that. But yeah, and also here's to an awesome weekend of 6 NHL Game 7s and awesome closeout series in the playoffs. And Robert, I love you, man.
I love you too, sir. And go Yankees. They've been on a tear.
And
unlike the Tigers, who are a fucking horrendous fucking joke. LOL. Anyways, bye.
That's a topic for another pod when we have Rogelio on.
That'll be awesome. Oh,
you're gonna like it. Get it.